Hello, everybody, and welcome. My name is Marci Melzer. I'm an intuitive speech language pathologist and language facilitation coach and consultant with language with wavesofcommunication.com. I'm in the zone right now, tuned in to my intuition. I've been focusing on connecting with you. And, one of the unique things about me is I'm not sure where it came from. Maybe it's the time that I spent with so many late talking children. I've met thousands of late talking children over decades of work with them and helped them evolve, face to face when I was a therapist. And I think that's part of how I coach now, in my way of really making sure that the people out there in the world are connecting with the late talkers instead of trying to drive the process yourself. You get a lot better, faster progress. That's what I found when I was a therapist, when I didn't think about the evidence-based things and the flashcards and all of that. I thought about my connection and my intuition and what did I think this kid wanted to learn. And I brought the same group of toys every week for the kids, and every kid played with them differently. And that's how I did. When I got the toy out, I took a minute and observed and intuitively understood, how does that child want to connect with the toy? And how can I facilitate that? How can I facilitate this late talker's exploration and interest in learning? And so when I put together these cards, the fronts of the cards are messages from late talkers, and the backs of them are ideas for people when they feel that message, when they get that message from the late talker, what you can do when you intuitively get it and you say, oh, I know, whatever is saying here. So what I decided to do was kind of, again, tune into the energy of all those late talking kids, the ones that are frustrated by wanting to talk and not being able to, and other people. Whoops, here's one that popped out, so let's try that. And what I do with the cards is I just put my energy into by talking about it. Anytime you put out energy into the world, it's picked up by the physical things, the environmental things. If you're all into the energy and you understand how it works, this is how you use it. It's not very linear, it's very intuitive, and you sort of all your intuition that you're guessing what that late talker wants. This is how you can, maybe tune in and use those experiences for teaching. So this card that I pulled right now, I'm not seeing any people. Oh yeah, let me sort of give the instructions here. What you should do if you want to participate with me today to practice your own intuition is go ahead and put a comment with a question or something that you've been thinking about that you want to know more about, and we'll ask this card deck and my intuition to see if they bring it up. Now, for anybody who's watching on the replay, here's a card for you. Okay, because nobody's joining me live right now, and was intuitively guided to go do this. I'm not sure if people will join me live. It's just kind of one of those things. We'll see. And this card on the front said something has to change. Maybe I've done something that needs to change, or maybe you're doing something that needs to change. But this is the card that popped out when I was shuffling there. And on the back, it says realistic expectations. That's what the late talkers are wanting from you, the late talkers around you. If you were guided to watch this is your message. Parents may feel overwhelmed as a result of taking on the sole responsibility for perfection in the late talkers' outcomes, whatever they're outcoming. If you're trying to teach them to talk or teach them to walk or teach them to wear clothes or teach them to say hello to their neighbors or be polite or whatever you're trying to teach them, you might feel overwhelmed and you're the only one that's trying to get this outcome. And that's something to think about from the late talker's perspective. If it is something that you think is really, really important for the late talker to do, then maybe it's just a change in approach. We're not saying give up this important thing that you want to teach this late talker. We're saying maybe find a new way, find a different way. And if you teach other people around you how you successfully interact with the late talker, they will do their own version of that, and you can learn from them, because whatever you're doing, you could feel it's not working. And somebody else, I need an example. I need to see somebody else do it. Tell somebody else in your world what you're doing, your partner, the kids, another mom or whoever, right? And work with fewer strategies, right? Keep things simple for your own self. Work with fewer strategies that feel easy for you, because remember, if it isn't fun, it isn't fun is for you first. And when you are having fun and enjoying the process, then the late talker will have fun. It's not about you suffering so they have fun, which is a very common thing that needs to change in a lot of late talkers' parents, because remember, you're projecting energy. And if the late talker sees you struggling, that's not nice. That's not fun. They don't want to engage. They might feel like they want to help you. If they start patting you or making you feel, patting you or hugging you or kissing you when you're sad or looking like you're struggling, that could be what's going on. All these things that I'm saying could be reflecting any one of you who watches this live. You could tune in at just the right time to hear this message. That's how this one goes. It's very intuitive. If you're triggered to tune in when you hear the word intuitive, when you hear the word connection, when you hear the word, if you're inspired to follow videos that are along those lines of things, you could be having your own evolution, your own spiritual awakening, evolution, whatever you want to call it yourself. And part of your process is your connection with the late talker, who is nonverbal. And you have to evolve what they know that they know, that parent intuition, evolving that into speech is what I teach in language facilitation. So if you really want to know how to do that, that's when you're on the right track, right? You hear somebody who's using these words and talking about these things. So the bottom thing on here is strive. If you're struggling and you feel like something's got to change, right? Strive for just one action. Expect no more from yourself. We're talking about your own expectation. We never expect anything of the late talkers. They'll show you what you show them. Again, you're projecting energy that they are picking up, right? So, all right, I see a few people watching me, but I'm not seeing any comments yet. Don't be shy. Even if you just say hello, pull a card for me, that's okay. You don't have to share all your details. The card will give us the information for you, but you have to share your intention. That's how all this energy works, that you want to pick it up. And the main way to pick up the energy, if something I say on any of my videos relates to you, own it. Like that video. That's all you got to do is say, yes, I agree. I like this idea. If you really like it, comment. If you feel like you want to take it further, comment with a question and get some guidance to, come back with. Because the more you put into your intention about learning, about progress, about whatever, the faster you get there. And it's your intention is the rocket fuel behind your effort, right? And fun, easy effort that you like to do happens more frequently. And that's why you want to try it. So, all right, here's a comment. So, hey, Lila, nice to see you. Sending love and light so you can pull a card for us. And I did see that this week your family's not well, so sending you out some love and light too. Let's see what the cards have for Lila. So, again, thanks for joining me, everybody. If you're into the woo-woo, everybody calls it something different. I want to say it's harmless, right? Even if you're if you're a very religious person and you think that spiritual energy is not for you, religious energy is spiritual energy. There's spiritual energy in everything. And especially, I think, the biggest spiritual energy that you feel every single day is this connection with the people you love around you. Just being with them. In fact, that feeling of love, I love for you, goes away more when you start to do more. that feeling of connection and I love to be with you sticks around the more you ride in it, the more you stay in that area. So, all right, Lila, let's see what we got. I'm going to do them up here. So we put Lila's love and light into these cards and see what does the universe or whoever Lila listens to out there in the world. Let's see what they have for her. Aw, Lila is second guessing herself. Am I doing this right? Look at this card. This little guy is working on the car. He's having a good time. Look, he's enjoying the process. That's how you know you're doing it right. Okay. And the late talker, your late talker in your life, remember these on the front are the messages from the late talker. And maybe, again, it could be the same message coming from you because in your world, I know you're trying a lot of things. You're putting a lot of effort into your plan. You're putting a lot of effort into your work, into your strategies, and you're consciously thinking, I'm doing this because I know it's going to work. Let's see what the back of this card says for you, and I bet you're going to get a message. And the first message is provide reassurance, which is the first thing I did for you, right? Because I know you're doing it right, because you're happy. That's why you've got love and light surrounding you and you're having a good time. That's how you know you're doing it right. But here's how you work with this, right? Late talkers may need, and their facilitators, I've learned, may need a lot of encouragement to try new things on their own, right? They may really be relying like, am I doing it right? Am I doing it right? Stay by me, help me. They don't, it's a really balance. When we talk about balance, it's a very balanced point where you want them to succeed, right? You want them to be able to do this, and you know it's a thing that they struggle with. So where do you let go of the bike as they're riding? Where do you let them balance for themselves as they're walking and trust that, yep, they're going to fall down sometimes, and you'll be there to pick them up when they fall down, because there's lots of trial and error in this. And every time you make an error, oh no, I'm doing it wrong. You could be going in there and maybe your late talker is thinking about that. So reassurance is the number one thing that your late talker is looking for from you. Just another, wow, I love that you're doing this work so hard. You're trying so hard. We're not focused again on what you're achieving. We're focused on how you're connecting and how hard you're trying, because we know life is hard. Lila's little guy was born with real physical challenges that he's got to physically overcome through environmental stuff that I know his family's working on with him, and mindset stuff that is, anytime anybody says he can't, he won't, he's not gonna, he's not whatever, because you tried something and it didn't work this day, whatever happens, all of that. Right? So they just need a lot of encouragement to say you're doing it right. And especially if they have been highly structured or prompted in the past. Remember, they're always looking for that good job and trying to avoid the no, negative, no, stop. And they never want to hear any of those negative words, only positive words. So you can positively say, wow, when you run, that you've learned that's when you fall down, when you run on the wet surface. So, explaining those things in a positive way. I know it's a bummer when you skin your knee. Come on, we have a first aid kit. Let's get it done. And you let the kid learn their lessons from that stuff through your reassurance. Yeah, I know. Here's a lesson. We learned a lesson. You're so brave for learning that lesson. Let me help you recover from the strategy or celebrate the success that you achieved, because that's what lessons do for us. They're all good, right? So provide a clear demonstration with lots of visual cues and standby assist, making it very easy, right? Keeping it easy, taking your time. That's the other thing that I'm really feeling from you guys is there is no rush. There is no rush. One of the things that these energies we're feeling planetary wise is that we really, now that we've got, wow, we know what works. We just want to do it more. And that's what we're learning. The lessons that we're learning is how to be with our plan. how to be with, we know the strategies are working. We see the little successes. Let's not get greedy. Let's not get it too fast. Let's take our time and work together. Reassurance, you are doing it right. It just takes time. It takes time to overcome physical, environmental, and emotional mindset things. They don't happen overnight. It happens through your practice, and you see the evidence through your evidence, through what you've succeeded. It's not perfect, but you know it's way better than it was last week. And that's the only reason you need to think about last week is how, wow, glad that's not happening anymore because I made changes. I'm doing it the right way. I'm seeing happy kid. I'm seeing a decrease in my tantrums. I'm seeing a decrease in myself. Anybody out there who's finding this, if this works for you, like this video. Take this strategy home. Take this energy home. You are doing it right. Whatever effort you give is correct. It's just that correct in that mindset. And whatever you put out, if you regret it later or whatever, oh, I wish I hadn't said that, just learn from it and move on. Don't wallow in it. You got no time for that. You've got more language to facilitate. 2 to 3 hours every day takes planning. That's why the workbook will really help you, okay? So let's see. And Lila says that it's resonating. So very good. And then again, remember to check in on progress. That's the other reason that I offer these opportunities for you to come in and say, am I doing it right? Because you might need that kind of reassurance from me. And that's why we do Q&As. So I'm super happy to help you out. And again, just like I'm checking in on your progress, check in on your late talker's progress and say, hey, I remember how you used to ask me by hitting me, and now you're saying the word. That makes me so happy because I didn't like it when you were hitting me. I really like this. And what that's going to teach your late talker is, I can make mom happy and have successful communication. And guess what? When I use those words, it makes my aunties happy. It makes my dad happy. It makes my siblings happy. All of that stuff, okay? All right. I see some people are still watching, but I'm not seeing any more comments. So I'm going to go ahead and pull another card to see if anybody else who wants to see. Let's see what the next message that comes in. And again, after you like this video, let me pull out. Post your own question with a comment. Say hello, how you doing? Send me some love and light. Like this video, but let me know if you want me to pull a card for your energy, and we'll tune into what's going on for you. And I promise, just like on all my live Q&As, when I talk about one mom situation or one dad situation or one teacher situation or whatever, it resonates with everybody who chooses to watch that video that day. It's remarkable how many people say that to me. I feel like you're talking about me and my kid and my family, and I could get the same message 5 times in a day because everybody out there is tuning in. We're all connected together, right? Everybody knows that. If you're learning, you get it. So, wow. Let's see. We've got somebody who's spamming me. I love that because now I know that I'm getting popular out there. So that's wonderful. But we did get a really good one here from Cody. Can you pull a card for us? I certainly can. Let's see what we've got some energy for you. What is the message that your late talker wants you to listen to and focus on? I'm just going to pull it right out of the middle here for you. Which one is it? It is, whoa, it's this one. I am manipulating you. I had this on the other one. I'll tell you what, these little late talkers, they catch every time you slip into unconscious things, or it's control. This is a control card, right? And we slip into control when we feel worried, when we're triggered by someone saying, your kid's not doing, or even you in your heart feeling he's not doing it. He's not, he used to do it and he's not anymore, or he's not doing it yet, or it's taking too much time, or I'm not, all those negative things that run in your head, they're distracting you from your late talker. And so what they have to do is they have to do things, behavior things that push your buttons to get your attention. They have to magnetize you back to them with their energy. And they do it with the thing. Here's Cody. Yes, 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 on the control. It's so interesting how this works, these card pulls, right? So in your case, let's read the back of this card because this is a really important one. In fact, that's so interesting. Last week, this one came up too. And this tsunami, right? This tsunami of energy that we're feeling, all of these conjunctions when you feel like you're losing things and you feel desperation. I'm grasping. I'm not going to let this slip. I'm not going to lose this. I'm going to hang on for dear life. That looks like control. I want you to do this time. So let's see what this says on the back. And it says right here, the first guidance is share the power. I'm going to do this so you can maybe take a screenshot. I don't know if that's going to work. There it goes. Focusing. Share the power. Feeling loss of freedom causes late talkers to rebel. They will find their captor's most troubling issue. Sleeping, food, and tech is the newest one. Sleeping, food, tech, and potty. Those are the three biggies. They'll start to have behaviors around those things, your most troubling things. If you don't like poop issues, they're going to start smearing the kind of business, right? And they'll create behaviors around it as a way to fight back. So share how you want to work together for a win-win outcome. Just share. Look, I know you want this and I want this. How can we have win-win? Negotiation is key here. Negotiation thwarts manipulation. And so if your late talker is trying really hard to get you to do things, first of all, it's a cry for attention and connection. Think about it from my perspective. Look at it my way. Share how you want to work together and replace the boring things, right? Replace what isn't working for you. If you are, whatever. If you're feeling like I'm out of control here, I'm fighting, no late talkers want to fight. They want to connect and balance. So hopefully those are good for you. That's interesting. So on the control, here's Lucy joining. Hey, Lucy, sending you love and light. Yay, I feel all the message are from you too. I'm so glad. Well, let's get one for Lucy. Let's get one for Lucy. All right. I've got Lucy's energy going in here, putting her love and light into all of it. Check it on my stuff. Cody says, perfect. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. And like this video. Like I said, if one of these things that I say resonates for you and you want to get out of it, you want to move through it, you want to get rid of these manipulation and start to take it on like, yes, I can do this. Comment, I can do this. Pull me a card. How can I do it? Show me the way, Marci, because you can do this. You can overcome all of these messages are from late talkers from, like I said, 30 years of knowing them. All right, let's see what we got for Lucy. Right here in the middle, Lucy's card, is let's go for a ride. Your late talker wants to get out and about. Look at how cute he is riding in the car. He wants to go out, and it says on the back, tour your town. So your late talker must, first of all, this is not an emotional, this is an orange thing. This is solar plexus, like I want to explore, I want to evolve, I'm ready to work, right? When somebody's solar plexus is popping, they're in the zone. They're ready to do something. They want to, look at me, they want to make action. You could have a very moving late talker. You might still want to jump around and move around a lot. Okay, because I'm moving, I just got that intuitive hit. So if you can't get out and go places because it's cold or because of the weather or because of whatever, just go in the car and take big, long car rides in places where there's lots of stuff to see. Even in your town, if there's traffic, if there's weather, if there's buses, if there's decorations, if there's whatever there, go where you can see stuff. That's what we're getting. Because then you get your ride and you're moving, you get the feeling of moving. And it's not just the physical movement that these late talkers want when this orange pops up. They want to learn about it. They want to learn more. What they've got is boring and they want to move past it. So literally, let's get out of our little box and get into more things to do. So you may have been finding that things in your life, that's just the intuitive message that I got off this, that things are kind of regular and standard and structured, a little too highly structured. And in your structured language facilitation day, you can put in times that are unstructured. And the unstructured time is exploration time. It's structured into your schedule, but the time is not structured, okay? And that can really help you. Now, teach the late talker about the buildings, landmarks, natural resources, like I said, things you can see and that you see often and that you utilize. Oh, this is the store where we go to get our, whatever. And this is the park where we go to ride your favorite swing. Why do you go there? What's it for? It's not just there's McDonald's. Why does your kid know what McDonald's is or not? You know what I mean? Your kid knows the places that you know in your town because you go there all the time, or maybe you don't, or maybe it's a special time or whatever. Okay. And express excitement about the mission. If you're going to take the laundry, if you're going to mail a letter, if you're going to shovel the snow, it's a mission. We're going out. We're going to do it, and talk about the before, the prep, the during, and the after when you're out and about, instead of just this anchor, this little late talker that's attached to your hip that's in the cart while you're shopping. Involve them in the mission. Give them jobs, give them parts, right? So that's it. And provide facts, details about this mission to help the late talker succeed. Okay, we're going to do this and this and this, and we're going to do it this way. And now you're really doing it. They're just along for the ride. But when you say we are going to pay the man and you're the one counting the money, the late talker is joining in the experience. So when we go for a ride, you are driving, but we are driving. We are moving towards the red light or the big tall building or the field of cows or whatever you see. Okay. And then talk about again why you chose this place. I wanted to come here to talk about this thing and teach you more about it. And then it turns into a mission. Again, it's a place to go. There's a reason that you're traveling to those places. So that's how we do it. All right. So, okay. Cody says, perfect. Let's see. I'm not seeing any more comments to come in yet. One last time, if you want, I'll just put out here, I'll get the cards out. If I get one more comment today, we'll just do this for this little card pull. And then everybody watching on the replay, remember to like this video if you want to pick up the energy. That's just all how we do it. Okay. And if you comment and share, the ideas about it, whatever you learned, that's going to be great. All of that stuff is going to be helpful for you, because the more you share out this energy around you, the more that you build your team. Right? Because you want your late talker to talk to everybody who's around you, not just you and your partner. You want them to share their wisdom with the whole world. In fact, let's talk about that. How do we help these late talkers feel more comfortable sharing their wisdom out with everybody? Let's pull a card about that. Just because, and it says, so it says here, you understand my problems. And this is a pair of twins. Look at this. And twins have problems that and a lot of other kids don't understand even, but who understands their problems more than parents? Parents always understand the late talker's problems. And just like you have problems that come up from either physical, environmental, or emotional mindset things, they trigger. So a physical problem is when you get an illness or an injury. An environmental problem is when something in your environment, you lose something changes in your wellness, your meal, your food, or your housing, or your money. When those things are affected, those resources affect, those are problems, environmental problems. We can do more things when we have more money, etc., like that. And then we have mindset problems, when you might have been doing just fine and then you saw some kid do something that your child's not doing, or you saw your child do something that they never did before, or somebody said something to you, and this is all going on in your own mind that nobody else, when they say it or you see it, you perceive something and then you decide it's bad or good or wrecking you or it's taking you in the wrong direction or whatever. Your mind starts to go and to do those things. Those are the problems problems that affect progress. Okay. Those are the problems that can affect progress. And anytime you get them, you hit them, you're hit with them. You have to understand them. You have to work with them. It stops your progress moving forward because you're in problem solving mode. And the good news about language facilitation is I see problems in a family and changes in a family as good opportunities. Because if there are problems with your late talker, they want to share those problems and they want you to share how to overcome those problems because they're problems that happen over and over and over and over again, right? If they keep falling down because they keep running on wet cement, you have to teach them the lesson so that they don't do it anymore. You have to explain to them when they get too excited, whatever causes them to do these unconscious actions that they need to learn from. Okay. And that's what's so important about all of the, all of the strategies that we talk about here is when you connect with the late talker, you'll see if it's working or not. They stay with you, they smile, they give you feedback in physical or whatever. Okay. And, just got to make sure we got, trying to delete some of these. Yeah, crazy comments. So that's one of my problems is I've got people trying to spam my YouTube videos. So that's wonderful that we can kind of get these, whatever, problem solving. Now, the card on the back says respond with empathy. Late talkers may react to frustrating or triggering situations just like you may react to triggering or frustrating situations, right? They happen in all three areas and they happen without notice, especially these days with what's going on in the planets. They happen without notice and they may react or you may react with dramatic or aggressive communication, nonverbal communication. The bigger the problem, the bigger the communication. If you're prone to yelling when you're triggered, your late talker is going to start yelling. If you're prone to short leaving, that's what you're going to see. You're going to see distance. Whatever you do, your kiddo is going to reflect, right? So what you're going to do with these problems when they prop up is, first of all, you have to realize what they are. Understand the problem. What is the problem here? Okay, what's the problem here? Somebody took a toy from somebody that wanted it. They didn't know how to ask. They didn't consider the other person's feelings. Like, there's problems. There's a problem. You know why this happened. It just happened. And when you identify the problem from the child's perspective and provide comfort as they first regulate their emotions, because the whole thing happened because emotions were not regulated. And first of all, then now we've got a problem. That's always the first step. We've got a problem. Say what the problem is. Your emotions aren't regulated. You got upset. You took your thing, whatever happened. And then you show that you care, right? It's a bummer when that happens to you. It's sad. And, not that it's bad or good or whatever, but both kids are feeling you really wanted that toy and you really felt bad when he took it. And so you grabbed his face, right? Because you don't know how to use words, but we can use words like, no, stop, it's mine, that's my thing, right? And that would be the time that you would teach those words, but you don't beat up this child because they don't have any way to say those things yet. You haven't taught them those things yet. Now I guess he doesn't know how to say that's mine because he used his hands to communicate that. You see it. So use it as a training for yourself and a training for the late talker so that they can go in and do that. Okay. All right. So let's see if I can. Yeah. All right. Now, that's it. I'm not seeing any more people joining in. I know this is kind of a weird energy. I'm trying to monitor people trying to spam me and doing all that. And I guess that's my tune out for today. Now, Remember, everybody, tomorrow you're going to get to see me again on live Q&A. Every Thursday I do this live Q&A. We're going to be talking tomorrow about the workbook. If you are working with the workbook and you are interested in learning more about the analysis for the profiles and how to really know if you're making progress and that kind of stuff, using the analysis portion of the workbook, we're going to be digging into that tomorrow, because you're going to be analyzing every day your progress. That's what these cards, that's what these videos do, that I do to help you out, to show you how to work with whatever's going on in your present situation to help you move forward. And that's what we're going to be talking about tomorrow, is always analyzing what's our present situation. Is it better than before? Yes, then we're on the right track, without worrying about, are we doing it right? Are we doing it wrong? Are we still doing it and taking action every day, without worrying too much about the quality or the quantity or whatever? Just set your plan, trust your plan, and then watch the progress happen. That's how nice language facilitation works. And I want to put everybody into that mindset. So join me tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern, and you're going to learn more about that. Thanks for joining me today, sharing your energy, love, and light, all of you, in this little woo-woo video. I know it's not for everybody, but those of you who get the energy will get the energy. And I really appreciate you, because I take your energy very seriously. I really try very, very hard on all of my videos to make them better, to make them applicable to you, to make them, encouraging, equipping, and empowering for all of you, so that you do see progress, because that's my goal, is for you to see gain. And then when you do, come back and share it with me, and that just fuels me up even more to keep helping more parents all over the world, because that's how we work as a community here in the Waves of Communication platform. We learn from each other, because we're all part of the same energy, and we're all part of the same mission. We all want these kids to start talking. We all want to know what their wisdom is, because it's going to help us make the world a better place. So thanks again for joining me, everybody. Lots of love and light, sending it all out to you. All my best energy. And yeah, I'll see you all on my next video. Bye for now.